This guy's a dog, and you can see it in his face. I mean, if you guys wanted a reason to tune in and buy the pay-per-view, send that face off to your friends, because that's what it was, man. That was a great stare off. We both locked in, and we're both ready. You know, we know what's at stake. He got his last. This is his last dance.
The odds, DC, my bookie has them at a slight favorite for Holloway, -140, Poirier +110. Does that surprise you at all? Like, what's the case given he's 0-2 against Dustin for him to be the favorite as we enter fight week here?
I just think they saw what happened the last time he fought at 155. I think they saw what he did to Justin Gaethje, and I think because of that, they're giving him respect and credit for it. I mean. And he should get that, right? He fought a tremendous fight in that fight, so we'll see.
Israel Adesanya only talks to make noise, particularly regarding fighters he has respect for. And in the lead up to Dustin Poirier's possible goodbye bout, Adesanya let loose a piercing, no-holds-barred warning. When his hearing that Dustin Poirier's next fight might be the end of his illustrious career, Israel Adesanya didn't take time to shower him with effusive praise. He gave a strategic warning. Adesanya indicated that although it's easy to allow emotion to dictate your final dance, that is precisely what Poirier cannot do in against the likes of Max Holloway. If Poirier enters too sentimental, too concerned with having a beautiful ending, Max will rip the script in two. It isn't about feelings for Adesanya, it's about survival.
I don't think Max is gonna get, he's not gonna get gun shy. He's not the guy to get gun shy. But he'll be smarter now with the way, because again, the older you get, the more, because Max is taking a lot of shots. So your chin only holds up so long. Lightweight Max, I still think can knock out Dustin Poirier. And Dustin has taken Max's best shots in the past and keep going forward.
In an interview recently, Poirier did not avoid the gravity of the moment. He recognized that this battle is more than rankings or belts. It's self-esteem, closure, and legacy wrapped into one. You could feel it through his tone and demeanor. He's treating this as if it were a final exam where one misstep spoils the whole grade. It's understandable that he's not taking camp lightly or posing for the cameras. Rather, he's committing mentally, psyching himself up for war, and honing every cutting edge before a final stroll.
But I'm expecting another war. You know, I've been saying this every interview when I asked about this trilogy with Max. This is a trilogy spanning 13 years, and we've met at different points. We were different fighters, different men. So each fight has been so different. You know, even looking back to the last fight with him, there's little takeaways, but I think this is a whole different thing. So it's exciting, man, and Max is a legend, Hall of Famer, done incredible things in his career and gonna continue to do so, and a good person. So fighting him for the last one, it seems poetic.
And he ought to, because Max Holloway made it abundantly clear he's not going to be a part of retirement photo opportunity. Across several interviews, Holloway has explicitly stated that he's embracing the spoiler role. No tears, no tributes, violence only. That attitude alone shifts everything. Max isn't showing up to be a part of an emotional moment. He's going to wreck it, turn it over, and rewrite the script.
This guy's a dog, and you can see it in his face. I mean, if you guys wanted a reason to tune in and buy the pay-per-view, send that face off to your friends, because that's what it was, man. That was a great stare off. We both locked in, and we're both ready. You know, we know what's at stake. He got his last. This is his last dance.
Throwing more gas on that fire is Max's own shot of confidence, which he attributes to his weight increase. No longer fighting to cut way down, Holloway says he feels stronger, freer, and more menacing. He says the extra power has been huge, and now he's not only out-voluming guys, he's hurting them. That sort of confidence fueled by physical change isn't just braggadocio. It's given Max a whole new presence, and he's taking it straight into the cage with intent.
You know, we can't do certain things, or we can't supplement certain ways. So at the end of the day, these 155 camps is the best. You know, I feel good. I feel great. I get to eat a lot more during camp. You know, and even if there's times at 45 where I'm like, oh, I want to eat, and then I go step on the scale, and it's like, oh, shit. You know, you can't do it. So these 55 camps is way more enjoyable.
That's why Tim Welch, Sean O'Malley's coach, has so committed to supporting Max. Following tape and training videos, Welch cited Holloway's new power and resilience at this weight as the X factor. He thinks the new Holloway isn't simply the blessed from featherweight, he's a knockout version, and that may be the end for Poirier if he's even a step behind. For Welch, it's not nostalgia, it's about form, momentum, and style benefits that favor Max.
I know he's sparring with this guy that I've known for a long time, Keone Diggs, who's a very good southpaw boxer. He's going to mimic the diamond really good. If I had to pick right now, Max Holloway.
But not everyone is so sure. Henry Cejudo, always the technician, wasn't buying just on raw power. He explained that if Holloway wants to beat Poirier, he'll need more than improved weight control. He'll need a new appearance. Cejudo challenged Max to include tools, combine levels, and not be as predictable. To him, Poirier's boxing IQ and toughness won't shatter because of more powerful hands. If Max uses the same formula, Cejudo thinks it gets sorted out quickly and penalized even quicker.
That being said, the person that needs to make a judgment in this fight, because he is 0-2 against him, it is Max Holloway. Max Holloway is really going to have to be the person that's going to have to bring something new that Poirier hasn't seen, because he's 0-2. And I was there in that fight when they fought in Atlanta. Actually, we're both there. We watched that fight live, and it was a bloodbath. But I just feel like with Dustin Poirier has a little bit more thump, and particularly because Max Holloway, you know, obviously he did get rocked for that. It was back in October, I believe, where he got rocked. So, but he's been on a mission too, man.
Alexander Volkanovski said the same thing, but with his own twist. A man who's had both Poirier and Holloway in the cage. Volk favored Dustin in this bout. He feels Poirier's experience, power, and ability to remain calm amidst disarray provide him with the advantage. Volkanovski noted Max's improvement, but pointed out that Dustin never folds, no matter how far he's pressed. With legacy at stake, Volk envisions Poirier getting better, not breaking under pressure and taking charge when it matters most.
Also, I want to say, mate, you've done incredible things. We were just talking, and I was saying, like, you know, your big win over Benoit St. Denis, you know, it was like a sort of comeback, and you know, we're talking about the old guys, showing that we're, you know, about the old guys, you know, always being able to, you know, we beg to differ. They try and say this is a young man's game, and there's only very few of us that have proved them otherwise, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to say shout out to you. I've absolutely loved every one of your fights. Cannot wait to watch this weekend, and a big fan of yours.
Brendan Schaub also planted his flag firmly in Poirier's corner. He didn't dive into technique or strategy, but he didn't need to. For Schaub, it's about what Poirier represents: toughness, grit, and years of true lightweight warfare. He sees Max as the flashier pick, but Poirier as the one more equipped for the brutality of 155. Schaub also echoed the sentiments of fans hoping for a storybook ending, one where Dustin rides off into the sunset with one last W.
You know, guys who are 0-2 have never won the third fight. My only caveat with that is you're talking Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. I'd say Max Holloway's evolved so much since those last two fights. Their first fight was 12 years ago. Their second fight was 6 years ago. They took the second fight on short notice, if you remember that. Wasn't a natural 155er, just kind of didn't cut weight at the time. Came in there. There's a huge power difference. Yeah. It's Dustin Poirier's last fight. They're both so much better since they competed 6 years ago. Way better than they competed 12 years ago. But if you had a chart on who's progressed the most, it'd be Max Holloway, especially at 55. Especially now he's older. He's so much better. He's so much better. But history says Dustin Poirier should win this fight. And in his hometown, and you got Lil Wayne walking you out.
Backing Schaub's take was UFC welterweight Phil Rowe, who sees Dustin's veteran instincts as the X factor. Rowe highlighted how Poirier thrives in deep waters, often flipping fights when the tide looks roughest. While Max is known for output and pace, Rowe emphasized Dustin's ability to pick damaging shots and adjust in real time. For Rowe, if Dustin avoids a reckless start and turns it into a battle of attrition, he's more than capable of cracking Holloway's rhythm and pulling ahead when it matters most.
UFC 318, you got any thoughts on that main event? Because it's like, you know, Holloway versus DP. Dustin's up 2.
Respectfully, I don't care to see it again. When I say I don't want to see the fight again, it's because Dustin's going to beat the shit out of him. I'm just tired of seeing the same fights. He's a legend. I don't think he can beat Dustin. I think Dustin beats him. I think Dustin hits harder. I think he's bigger. I think he's stronger. I think he grapples better. I think he's more confident. I think he's going to be hard to beat at home. I think he's beat him already twice. I think he called his shot as he should. Max doesn't shy away from anything. I am just a fight fan answering this question. I'm biased to DP. I think he's going to beat him. Easy.
Daniel Cormier didn't waste any time breaking down what Dustin Poirier must do if he wants to leave the octagon victorious. Speaking with conviction, DC emphasized Poirier's grit, deep gas tank, and sharp striking as the key weapons in this emotional finale. He reminded fans that even if Poirier is nearing the end of his run, he's still one of the most composed and battle-tested fighters alive. In high-pressure spots, Poirier's IQ and durability never go out of style.
I'm retiring, but I want to go out on a victory. I'm not just here to take part in this, right? Dustin wants to win, and obviously he's beaten Max Holloway twice, right? So he's an opportunity to fight a guy that he's already had success against. But it ain't going to be easy. I mean, Max is as good as they come, and he's motivated to hold on to that BMF championship.
Cormier wasn't just focused on Dustin, he also painted a high-stakes portrait for Max Holloway. DC noted that Holloway's own legacy is on the line here. A win rockets Max into rarefied air, possibly even Hall of Fame level territory at lightweight. But a loss? That stalls his 155 momentum hard. For Cormier, this fight isn't just a retirement send-off, it's a legacy collision. Both men are fighting not for belts, but for the story that will define the back end of their careers.
Max knows that Dustin's done, right? Dustin's going to walk away from fighting. Max still has to be here. He wants to get a victory over Dustin as Dustin retires, because he's still got to deal with everything that mixed martial arts.
Ultimately, Cormier threw his support behind Max Holloway. The reason? Simple. Momentum, volume, and durability. DC pointed to Max's violent dominance over Justin Gaethje as evidence of a man peaking in his second prime. He noted Holloway's unique ability to drown opponents in high-output chaos without ever breaking form. In his eyes, Max is a terrible matchup for anyone not bringing A-level cardio and composure. And in a firefight at lightweight, DC believes Holloway has the sharper tools and the hotter hands.
The odds, DC, my bookie has them at a slight favorite for Holloway, minus 140, Poirier plus 110. Does that surprise you at all? Like, what's the case, given he's 0-2 against Dustin, for him to be the favorite as we enter fight week here?
I just think they saw what happened the last time he fought at 155. I think they saw what he did to Justin Gaethje, and I think because of that, they're giving him respect and credit for it. I mean, and he should get that, right? He fought a tremendous fight in that fight, so we'll see.
This isn't just another fight, it's a crossroads where legacy, emotion, and raw ambition all collide under the lights. Whether it's Poirier's final stand or Holloway's lightweight rise, the stakes couldn't be higher. So lock in, because when that cage door shuts, history gets written. If you want more breakdowns with real analysis and no fluff, hit subscribe now and stay ahead of the fight game.